And we are live. Welcome back to Drake's Den podcast on Thursday. That's me, part-time villain, joined with Mormon 631 and Muddy Soccer. What's up?
Hey there, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, how have you been, guys? How was your week? What's new?
Very
Nothing
tiresome.
particularly, yeah, nothing particularly new for me in terms of Star Citizen. I've been trying Arc Raiders. It's not usually my type of game, but Maddie wore me down, and
Yes.
I've spent the £30, and I'm trying to make it worth the £30. But it is it is definitely better than any other extraction shooter I've tried. Tarkov sends me to sleep. Uh,
Have
But Arc Raiders, I think, is a little bit more purposeful. There is a bit more purpose in between kind of rounds, whereas Tarkov just felt a bit bland. I don't know, but yeah, but that's been my gaming week. Other than that, just enjoying my time off work. Yay me! What about you,
freedom.
Maddie?
Freedom. Woo!
Freedom is my only goal.
Yeah, for
in
me,
life.
same thing. I've been polluting our Discord playing Arc Raiders for the last weekend. Besides that, went trick-or-treating with my son and
Oh
yeah, it was
yeah.
just busy weekend for me, and then just having fun on Arc Raiders while we wait till Nyx comes out.
I forgot that was Halloween. I just
Yeah,
I
I'm not really
missed
much of a
that one.
Halloween person.
Yeah, I missed that. Have you guys seen the new juicy stuff came out today about
What?
Star Citizen?
Yes.
What juicy stuff,
Juicy,
villain?
juicy
Tell
stuff.
The
us.
This is.
juicy.
I'm gonna try to show you guys a quick video of the new stuff. Let's have a look. See, and
Ooh, what's this?
it's almost
Oh,
like spoilers.
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any sound.
there was no
Oh,
sound.
there we go.
Not that I've found any sound on it. So obviously, Perseus is the main character in here.
It is beautiful. Many of you are hyped for that.
Yep, I'm gonna show you something in a second. I don't know if you guys seen it. One, it's additional new turret down here. I don't know if you guys seen it before. Two,
Oh yeah.
these turrets got miniguns as well, size 2 or size 3, so they're gonna be anti-fighter slash anti-capital thing, which is already doubling the firepower. And if you get a little bit closer, PDCs.
Yeah, I noticed that the top cannon is substantially larger than it
Yeah.
used to be. There is
It's
there
massive.
should also be a cannon on the bottom, as far as I remember.
Yeah,
I
there's a
didn't
big
see it.
turret on the bottom. Yeah, there is one.
There is one. Okay.
Yeah, see here. There we go.
I think there's a delay for me in terms of,
Alright,
of seeing things.
Here you go again. Yeah, there's one, and there's so it feels like it's gonna be more crude than I thought originally. I thought it's gonna be like 3, 4. I think it's gonna be more like 5 now, if you want
I
to
think it'll be
manage.
manageable with three, because you get as long as you're doing big scale combat with minimal fighters. But so you could manage it with three. But if you wanted fighter coverage as well, you would need to make sure that the smaller turrets were manned as well. But yeah.
Looks like a
Um,
crazy gunboat to me. Like looks really packed with guns. I think it's going to be a really interesting thing.
I think it'd be really good for smaller orgs or for orgs doing smaller combat missions. Because at the moment, it never feels quite warranted to take out a Polaris or an Idris for some missions. It's just a bit of fun. But the Perseus might feel a bit more warranted in terms of fighting a Hammerhead or a Perseus, or another Perseus, I guess, and a Polaris. So I think that would be one of its main use cases. Smaller orgs or smaller groups of people for sub-capital gameplay.
I'm thinking like them adding those, I think size 2 or size 3, I think Mantis or something like that on the turrets. So probably they're going to be gimbaled, so, easier to target the smaller ship. But I think that's massive, massive change, at least to me. Because like usually if you suddenly fighters coming in, those guys on those turrets with cannons, they're just useless.
I
Yes,
think
yeah.
Mormon's.
Go
Sorry,
ahead,
Mormon.
Maddie, sorry.
I just feel like you're hitting the nail on the head with saying that it'll be really good for like smaller orgs and more like smaller player base groups, because it'll be a good overview ship, and also I feel like it'd be easier to maintain than something like the Polaris or the Idris, you know. Especially when engineering comes out, I feel like that ship's size and the way it's looking, it looks pretty big, but I feel like the crew size will be smaller than what you'll probably end up needing on a Polaris and an Idris to maintain it.
Yeah.
You could argue that although there's less space to maneuver around in order to cater to engineering within a Perseus, until armor comes in, it's really hard to get a read on how engineering will flow within a ship. So last week, I don't know, for those who were there or weren't there, we looked at engineering, and I highlighted an issue with some ships having their components tightly clustered. So if you take that same concept between a Perseus and an Idris, for example, the components in an Idris are really spread out. It's harder to attack an Idris's components in quick succession, whereas a Perseus,
Yeah.
because it's a tighter format, they're more likely to be more tightly clustered. And so without armor, which is currently the engineering that's being tested, it might go down quicker than an Idris. But the whole point of a Perseus is patrol and laying down fire upon medium to large ships to kind of clear the field for your capital ship. Until armor comes in, it'll be hard to get a true read on how that's going to work. Because I feel like to begin with, it might feel a bit weak with engineering without the armor in there, because it's supposed to be heavily armored.
But like how I'm looking at the Perseus, right? So let's say if you want to efficiently run like Polaris, you want around 8 people on board, right? So I'm thinking
Yeah.
when it comes to Perseus, you just split. You get 2 Perseus and 4 people each to even odds, and I think that's when it's gonna be like more.
Those crew counts are without engineers, are fully crewed.
Yeah.
So 4 on a Perseus is no engineer, and 8 on a Polaris is no engineer. That is something you're gonna have to consider. So it's gonna be more like 10 for a Polaris and 5 to 6 on a Perseus.
You take engineer to fix it, or you just don't get hit, and that's it. You don't need an engineer.
Maddie, he's broke the game. He's got it.
Yeah.
See, guys,
He's got it. It's
easy.
fixed. Engineering is cracked.
See this guy? No, I feel his point though. It will be able to be run with smaller groups because right now you can see the tactic is you bring in Polaris, bring in Idris in as overview as you're doing something like Hathor or one of the events. It's like the overview ship in case fighters come in. Like if it was like something like Jump Town, those would be the ships that get used a lot. I could see more people switching instead of using those ships because they're so big and massive in size and you need a lot of people to run them. I can see a lot of people more switching to a Perseus more and probably using, like Villain's saying, multiple Perseuses as overview now instead of these massive, huge ships on atmosphere places like Hawthorne and those types of locations,
Yeah.
Because, no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying the only thing I want when you're flying a Perseus against, obviously the king at the moment, Idris, because they've got ballistic, and so long the gunners are fairly accurate to take out the railgun fairly easy because that's what they're supposed to be. Because the second you take out the railgun or the laser on the Idris, you're fine. You can take the ship down. But that's usually the main problem is the main gun on the ship.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to be a nice addition. I feel like people will find good uses and ways to use it in ways that we're not thinking right now. feel like people probably have some things up their sleeves of how they'll use this ship.
The only other thing I'm kind of a little bit worried about, because like, like Idris's, it's a big ship, and they limited how many of them are, and you see them everywhere, right? There was
Yeah.
there was no limits put in on Perseus.
Limited.
Yeah. But there's no limits on Perseus, so I think there's gonna be way more of them than people can even imagine. They're gonna be everywhere.
Now, just one point on that. I think we should probably move on soon to the main part. But right now, the oversaturation of capital ships and subcapital ships is a problem. But I think that will become less of a problem as 1.0 rolls out. Not necessarily because less people will have them. The same amount, if not a lot more, will have them at that point. But they will be less manageable with engineering. They'll be less manageable in terms of cost and insurance and engineering repairs and replacements. And it will become more of a speciality ship, specifically for org battles when things spike up. And an effective fleet is not going to be 10 Idrises. It's not really going to be an effective way of flying, because Idrises aren't maneuverable. If it was 10 Idrises versus 3 and a complement of extra large to large, medium, and a fighter squadron, the 3 Idrises and squadrons are going to win, because those ships can infiltrate the 10 Idrises once they've been cracked open by the three Idrises plus the complement of ships. And of course, if you've got 10 Idrises, you're going to have a lot of firepower, but very, very limited maneuverability. So I think it's going to become less of a problem later on when the full system's in. Those consequences for cost and repair and engineering are in. Because you're not going to have any fighters if you've got 10 fully crewed Idrises or 5 fully crewed Idrises. You're going to have very few fighters. I think it'll become less of a problem. You'll see less big ships and more fleets, which is what we want by the end of all this. We want fleets. Yeah. We don't want who's got the bigger ship anymore.
I can't wait. I'm actually... Perseus is one of my favorite ships. It's perfectly sized for me, and so long you can put in Nursa in it, I'm good. Because you get the med bed in there, you've got everything.
Just because I know you like it now, I'm not letting you on my Perseus.
It's a horrible ship. I would never fly it in no circumstance. I think this is a good time maybe to do a quick segue to actually main topic, because we will never stop talking about. Perseus.
Yeah, maybe if we just bring up the IE schedule quickly, just to outline it. And then that way we just cover it.
All right, cool.
Come back to it next week.
I had it somewhere. Yeah, it works. Am I actually zooming in? 2 seconds. Yay! Progress.
Villain did a thing.
He did it.
Okay, you zoomed in. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So Perseus is coming out on day 1. Thank God.
This is exactly what I was thinking. If they kept it till the end, I'll be like, people would lose their shit.
They've done this before on a flagship ship, and they always put it in the middle day, and you're just waiting the whole time for the big ship to come out, and you're like,
can my ship please come? Please.
Yeah. So the first 2 days is RSI. Thank God for that. And then we've got Origin on the 2nd and 3rd day.
Drake is
Do we think
in the
any
middle.
more new Origin ships are coming out?
I don't think they're working on any Origin ships at the moment. I think it's RSI, Drake, and...
They've touched on rework on the 400i a couple times, but they haven't said anything else too much about it.
You got
this
that
year.
Jeep, fancy futuristic Jeep one, the
G12, I think. G12.
The G12, yeah. Yeah.
I think until they don't perfect ground vehicles and the way that they worked and do a little update on them again, I don't think they're coming out with any new.
They're legit.
What's wrong with the ground vehicles? They're fine. No,
I don't think they have their full feature list set in them yet. I feel like they want the tires to be repairable, because it's one thing that breaks really easy on any vehicle that has tires. So I think there's still some work to be done. But yeah, they've always said that they want to do more with ground vehicles before that ground vehicle actually comes out. That one in the Ranger, which is my favorite personal, which is the actual motorcycle.
That one's not going to come any soon, man.
Anytime soon. I've given up hope on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try and speed through the schedule a
Yeah.
bit more just so we can get to the
Origin,
topics. We've got the aliens from the 23rd to the 24th. Then we've got Misk and Mirai from the 24th to 25th. And is that Outland? The other one?
No, Anvil. This one here.
That's Anvil Aerospace.
No. On Mirai and Misk, there's a third one. Is that Outland?
I don't know.
Is that
Maybe.
Kruger? Maybe.
I think it's a
And
Kruger.
then
Yeah.
it's Kruger.
Kruger,
Yeah.
Mirai, and Misk.
And
Then it's 25th to 26th Anvil Aerospace, and then 26th
Outlander.
to 27th is
Argo.
Outlander,
and Grey Cat.
Outland, Consolidated Outland,
Grey Cat.
Grey Cat.
Oh, that's
and Argo.
Industrial Day. Okay.
Yeah. 27th, 28th, Crusader and Tumbril, which both kind of high spec military kind of drop ships and stuff like that. November 28th to 29th is Aegis.
That's it.
And then I can't see that one, it's under my face.
Best in the show. No, that's it. Aegis is the last one.
Best in show.
Yeah,
Okay,
best
so
in
the last few days of the wrap up. Okay. But yeah,
Okay.
just so everyone gets a quick look. Villain lead is into our next.
Give me a second,
section.
and we can.
I'll give you 2 seconds.
And add another like 15. There.
Well, now I just feel deceived. Villain is a liar. You can't trust him.
Okay.
Villain.
So let's talk
Not
about
you.
the whole main meat of potatoes for today's show. So, how did you guys choose your top 5? Tell me a little bit about your process.
Maddie, you can go.
Well,
after.
for me, it was just the ships that I usually use when I play solo. So from daily drivers, picked mostly the ships that I'll use when I log on and none of you guys are on. And I'm not gonna lie, the last one was really hard for me, which is the one I used the least. It's pretty much a new ship that I'm starting to use in my catalog of ships, I guess. But yeah, my process was pretty much what I use with my solo gameplay
Yeah, fair enough.
on a daily basis.
I took it from the solo perspective as well, but also tried to consider the game as a whole. As a lot of people know, I'm mostly a combat player. I do dabble in other areas, but combat's kind of my main focus as a Star Citizen
Murder
player.
hobo, yeah.
I know, I am not a murder hobo, okay? I am a murder connoisseur. Right? There's a
sorry.
difference.
Yeah,
okay?
there we go.
I only kill when
You want to.
it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
A murder hobo is someone who will just kill you on sight for no reason, okay? If you
This is
attack
true.
me, I will kill you. If you have something where I will gain something from killing you, I will kill you. But if you're just doing your business and you've got nothing that will give me gain, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to let you go ahead, all right? I won't pirate you unless you've got something worth pirating. I hate people who just blow you up for the sake of it. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't pirate. But yeah, so considering the game as a whole and pros and cons for each ship to kind of consider their usefulness, because every ship has a downside, and I think that's what a lot of people forget. I don't like to play fanboy with ships. I like to take a more practical, pragmatic approach.
What?
That's kind of been my approach. What about you, Willem?
I've done a little bit different. I've obviously got the list of the 5 most thing I fly, and then I've got had a bracket, so I've got price in the game. I took that in consideration, or crew count, or how multi-purpose was it, or how often I fly, kind of thing. And then I kind of rearranged them a little bit. That was me.
Okay, that's fair. Now,
Do we want to give a couple guesses to see what we've got on our list before we actually do anything?
You go first. What do you think I'm going to go for, Villain? Give me two.
F7. I'm thinking the one of them.
F7 what?
F7.
Testing your ship knowledge.
A, I think F7A will go with, and
Okay.
the second one I will go with. What's the Asgard one? That was going to be my second choice. And for Maddie, Star Lancer. And the other one, I don't know. Always I don't see him in STAR-Lancer very much. But we'll go with F7 as well. Hoping here. You guys?
Cool. I think Villain's got the Perseus on there. No, just I've only chosen live ships. Has everyone else chosen live ships?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The stuff I actually fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Villain has chosen the Corsair. For one of them, I think it's crept on the list somewhere.
We'll see.
And I think perhaps the Vulture is a very villain.
That was my guess. That's like my number one guess for him is the Vulture.
After he's killed and pillaged someone, he of course wants to take the remains of the ship. I mean, what else would Villain do?
Thanks for the love.
Thank you, Darth Blazer. We got a follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Darth.
And
Maddie, I definitely think the STAR-Lancer. I have the same guess as Villain for that. And I think the Prospector has probably crept on there, probably a 3 or a 2.
Prospector. Oh, yeah, I've never thought of that. You might be right there.
For you, I'm kind of like with Villain. I think you have one of the F7, probably A, and then the F8 Lightning is probably another one on your list.
Stinger number 1, guys.
Yeah.
Stinger number 1.
After the last video.
Vulture. I could see Villain having the Caterpillar on his list. He's a big Drake lover boy, and I love him for that.
Look at
the channel.
That's how we
look
became
at the channel name.
I know. That's how we became best friends, man.
Darth got the idea. Mormons flying Apollo Medivac.
Now, Darth, I respect the guess, but I sold my Apollo Medivac. But I respect it.
He cannot do too much killing with the Apollo.
Yeah, I used dead ass, just swing it into someone. I did like the Apollo Medivac, but I didn't think that medical gameplay is in the place where I would use it reliably. So I got rid of it.
Sorry, Maddie, so you said Caterpillar, and what was the second one?
That's true. I can kill a revive and kill again. I like
Vulture.
Vulture, and okay, that's fine. So let's start easy. Actually, the last thing for me, it's F7A. That was my when I had it before the wipe, obviously, because CIG needed to take away all my toys. I was flying this quite often. It's easy, small, fast, a lot of firepower, and quite tanky for a fighter. So that was my number 5. I want it back, so we will try to get it back from contested zones again.
So the F7A, yeah?
Yeah, F7A, that's my last one. The reason I put it in here, because like I mentioned, like in price and games, it's quite expensive to actually trying to go and get it from the contested zones. And crew count, you only can fly solo, that kind of thing. So that's why it kind of dropped a little bit on the bottom. And I don't have it anymore. So kind of went down on the list.
But Villain is not Drake.
I know, you guys have been wrong.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Been wrong.
No, actually, I can see that. You did use it quite a lot when you had it.
Yeah.
Probably should have thought about that.
Yeah, that is your go-to, like, kill ship, huh?
Villain, could you bring the tier list up?
Oh!
Yeah.
You should have mentioned that. That would help. Because I already clicked it in here as well, and I forgot I didn't switch it. Whoops. Let's go with
the tier list up today, boys. We're gonna have.
He's been updating it. He's just not been sharing it.
Yeah, I know.
There, woo!
So today we have the tier list up. Our top 5 daily drivers, and we're starting from bottom to top. So the ones we use the least to the ones we use the most. Just to catch everybody up in chat.
Pretty good idea to tell people what we're doing. Yeah.
Well, we're on 5 right now. Anyone who is in chat, if you want to share what your 5th choice for daily driver is, put it in the chat as well. Definitely want to look at what everyone else is flying.
Norman.
So my number 5 is the Paladin, because it's quite effective as a solo ship. You can run solo missions on it, but it wouldn't be my first choice. But in terms of a small group of friends, it's very scalable. So you can have 2 people and have the full use of all the guns, 3 or 4 people and have full use of all the guns at every stage of that. And when engineering comes out, you'll only need 3 people at minimum to run the ship. So as a solo to multi-crew is very scalable, and I put it above the Connie, and I love the Connie because it matches it in firepower, but it's more scalable in terms of use case. Whereas the Connie, you need 2 turrets and a pilot to run it. So it's got a slightly more demanding crew count. And also the Connie is not gold standard, and I resent that.
Is it in the 5th category for you because it's brand new and you haven't used it a lot, so it's like something that's fresh to you, and that's why it's lower
No,
end?
no. I kind of, it
Because
was
you've used
between
more ships?
the Connie and the Paladin for the reasons that I
Okay.
specified. And I've got a pros and cons list here. So my pros are it's effective in aggressive and defensive combat. So you've got ground crew, you switch the turret to the bottom of the rail and you cover the ground for defensive purposes. If you're attacking, you take to the top all turrets on your targets. Yeah, it's got a flexible multi-crew arrangement, like I said, and the setup is similar to a dropship internally. It doesn't have the seats, but it does have the egress section where you pick up your guns and your equipment. So if you did want a 2 to 3 man drop crew for a bunker or Hathor, for example, whilst maintaining your turrets, you can quickly land, drop them in, and then return to your air defense. The cons is there's not a lot of cargo, so as a solo ship, it may have some restrictions, and it has not got a lot of use cases outside of combat. For the most part, it is a combat ship, and you wouldn't see it really anywhere else. It's similar in power, but inferior in daily usage to the Connie, purely for the cargo reasons.
Yeah, I
So
agree. The only
yeah,
thing
it's
it
got a
doesn't have it.
similar power scale, not as useful in daily use as the Connie, I would say. So
See,
that's kind of where my mind is there.
no, it makes sense. I totally see you in this all the time. The only thing a paladin I would love, I don't know how that would work. You see the cargo grid they've got. If that would be elevator coming down and up, so you can easily load in. Oh my god, that would be so good.
That would bring it closer to where the Connie is, in my opinion. Even with less cargo space, just that little extra.
I think I got mad at you and everyone else who's shown me the Paladin, and I was like, find the button. Find the button to make that cargo go down. Where is it? I even walked in there and I searched for like 10 minutes looking for a button. Like, they hide it on purpose so
Maddie,
you
you
can't
are the
find it.
button. If you're on my crew, I'm going to say, Maddie, could you be a deer and fetch those boxes for me?
Yep.
Yeah.
For
But yeah,
me,
that's my
my
reasoning
5th
behind the
pick.
Paladin. Go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry,
my
Matt.
bad. It is a great ship, and I really do like what they did with the Paladin. Kind of excited to use it more in multi-crew gameplay in the future. For me, my 5th ship, and it'll probably surprise the 2 of you, is the Vulture.
What? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Recently
not just
bought
yours,
it in game, and I've always loved it ever since it first came out around, I think it was 318. You guys remember that? Um, when they had the PTU testing for 318, they gave everyone a Vulture. So I got to test it a ton and fell in love with the ship. I don't do much salvaging, but I do like the salvage gameplay. Um, for me, it's going to be one of my new, when I'm playing solo, just go out there and set up a little salvage operation, kind of how I do already when I do mining operations, solo with myself. I like the ship. It's very versatile. Pros on it is you can get everything done and you don't have to go back to a space station. You can log on a planet and continue your work if you didn't fill your whole ship. You can make decent money on it. Uh, Cons, I feel like they could have done the way the cargo comes out a bit better. When you refine
Hmm.
it into processed salvage material, I feel like that could have been done better, but for the ship and its size, I think it's a pretty great ship and really enjoy using it, and I'm gonna enjoy using it way more often now that I have it in my fleet selection.
Best salvage ship in the game. We definitely
Yes.
not biased at all to Drake.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry. There you go.
also, it's okay. What I was going to say is, it's just as well as being a good salvage ship, it's tanky enough and has repeaters. Whereas if it does get attacked by a minor ship, it has some combat capability to defend itself, which is respectable for a salvage ship. I think. I wouldn't feel as safe in the Fortune, for example, as that's not very tanky at all. It just dies immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's a very versatile ship. I love the multiple ways into the ship. You know, you got the ladder on the side, enter through the cockpit, and then you got the back door. I like that it has the whole habitation center. It's got a little storage in there, weapon rack. You know, you can actually live out of the ship, and that's like one of my favorite things about some of the ships in this games is the ones that you can really live out of and do the type of gameplay
Mm.
loop you're trying to do with the
Yeah.
ship. It's one of my favorite things about ships in this game.
I think it's got a suit locker as well. So if you later on need
Hmm.
to get out as well, would be good.
Yep.
The only thing I would love, this is really good ship, but it would be amazing if you could choose to print a single or double SCU boxes, which would be like
Yes.
amazing if you could. I know it would be kind of tricky to get them out, whatnot, but like when it comes into unloading it, oh my god, it would be so much easier. So much easier.
I can
It
see
would have been
see
cool to
your
do
point.
1 to 2 SCUs.
I think they would
Sorry,
need
Moment.
to. It's okay. I just think if they're going to do that, they would need to extend the cargo areas just one SEU more, which means either they've got to change the design of the ship or they've got to reduce the cargo grid.
So
Just because
yeah,
if
sorry.
you
Ah,
produce into 2 SEU box in a full cargo vulture, it won't produce it, or it'll
What
purple out,
I
or
was
you'll blow
yeah,
up.
I was thinking I was thinking on it. One, I always fill up the ship on the back to more than 12, way more usually.
What?
Well, and
No, you
two,
wouldn't do that.
if you move the grid to the other side, the lockable, so then you got extension for two SCUs,
You're right.
and that way I think would work, but
It would make the
minor thing.
gangway to the cockpit slightly more complicated if you were to overload it, though.
I'll figure
I
out
could.
when that's going to be a problem. You can go
It's not like it's
outside.
impossible. I see your
No, it's
point
fine.
in where it could break, but if they were to put in like a precaution, if they were to put you're able to print out 1 to 2 SU, and
Danger,
then
danger.
if it gets to where your cargo space is almost full, then it switches to where you can only print 1 SEUs, you know?
Mm.
But
Yeah.
they would have to like that does take extra coding and scanning the ship and making sure that its cargo grid can fit a 2 SU to be able to print it out. And that's like on top of that and being on an online server, if it was single player, probably be easier, but it having to tell the server and client that all the time, yeah, that'd probably be a
Yeah.
mess.
And I think one thing that we can all agree on, CIG going back and changing code never ends well. So
Hmm.
probably best to leave
Why?
it as it is.
Why would you say such a thing? I don't know what you guys talking about. I'm looking meantime for my next ship, kind of trying to.
Yeah.
There we go. Do you guys got an idea what would be my next?
I'm gonna go with Corsair.
Buddy?
Yeah, Corsair. I agree with him. On number 4, yeah, Corsair.
It's utility, traveler utility.
Ugh. I mean, oh.
No,
I'm surprised.
yeah, this one was the hardest one for me. Like when you've got like hard bits, that was the hardest one. So the reason I like it, when there was a best in show or something like that, and they gave us the 8 ships or something like that, and that was one of them, and they accidentally left it for extra 4 weeks on my account, which more bugs like that. And 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 back then I was doing a lot of hunting for medals and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
it was so good because when you do the headhunters mission, often they spawn with a nomad, which have got a lot of like contraband on it, so you can take out and sell it for quite a decent amount of money. And this one, if you're flying this one, it's fast, nimble, small, and got quite good firepower. And on top of that, you can fly from the bottom seat as well, which you don't need to go on ladders up and down. And so when you fly in, you can click the button, open the exterior, and load your ship in like a minute and just fly away. I loved it. Since then, I was convinced that it's a good ship. It's so low.
I'm very surprised.
I know. I didn't like it when it came out. I thought it was like a rip-off and they just money grab, but it grew on me over time.
That was definitely a money grab.
Oh, dude, no, but it's great. It's great. It's so low because I don't have it anymore. It is in the game, which you can get it, but it's incredibly expensive in Wicklow. So I'm waiting for it to come out for Alpha UEC so I can actually buy it. And if you didn't try it, I would recommend it.
I did get the Prowler utility to begin with, and it's a good ship, particularly for in and out cargo runs in hostile areas. Like I did a few runs with a friend. He would cover the ground, get the cargo ready, and I would swoop down. He would chuck it onto the cargo grid, and then I would book it out. It was just good for running cargo in dangerous environments. Lost an engine once, but I got out. It's fine. It's okay.
There's only one thing they could have done to it to make it better, and this is the same ability it should be for a raft as well. When you land, you come in, land, you open the thing, you should press a button and turn off your mag locks so you can just drop stuff and go.
Yes.
Now,
there is a
amazing.
jettison button, but I'm not sure if it works. If you look on the key bindings, there's a jettison cargo button.
Ooh. I did not know that. I need to have a look.
And it's for volatile cargo.
Yeah, but if it just jettisons cargo and only, then maybe
because
it works. But I think it deletes the cargo because I think it works the way the mining pod ones work. It'll jettison your cargo, but it just deletes whatever's there.
We would
not
need
like
to try
it pops it out.
It doesn't really jettison anything then. What I would love to see is when decompression comes in a will come in CIG, is if you open a door in a C2, jettison cargo means you open the doors and decompression takes your cargo. That would be great.
Yes.
Someone use that as a defensive.
Yeah, someone chasing you and you just
pirated.
scattering everything in. Yeah, that would be great. That would be so good.
They're trying to open your door.
Oh yeah, I hope it can suck players out too.
It's fine.
I think they start working on that. I think I was reading something from Monthly Report or something. They actually start working on decompression stuff. Actually move stuff around.
I hope it comes in soon because that will bring push and pull in as well as a gameplay method. I got really confused. Sorry, guys.
So yeah, I know.
What about you?
No Drakes, guys. No Drake ships.
Yet.
What about you guys?
What
about you, Mom?
You guys can guess mine if you want. What do you think?
Okay. So you didn't get Connie, you said. So that kind of.
No, Connie's not on the list.
The Guardian, maybe. You've been flying Guardian for a little bit. Yeah, I'll go with Guardian. No? Oh, I missed
the
it.
X-Wing.
Didn't read the face, did you, Dylan?
The Scorpion.
Didn't read the face.
Maybe the Scorpion.
He doesn't fly Scorpius.
No, it's hard with you, bro. It's hard to guess whatever you pick.
I fly a lot of ships.
Yes. You fly a lot of combat ships. It's like kind of hard.
I did have a Scorpius in the past. I don't have one anymore. I wouldn't say no to a Scorpius, but as a solo, it's quite weak. You need a second to fly it.
Yep.
Guardian is ass.
No.
Guardian and Guardian MX. They look cool. The weapon complements are great, but as heavy fighters go, it's just not there. Because the maneuverability is good, but the armor is too low for a heavy fighter. Heavy fighter is in a really bad position in general at the moment.
Maybe when armor comes in, it'll change the play.
The Guardian, in terms of armor, is in a similar position to the Stinger. It needs more beef. because it's too easy to take out. The moment one of your winglets goes, your engines are gone and you're screwed. So no to the Guardian, and you should have picked up on my facial expressions, villain. I'm disappointed in you.
He loves a Guardian. He's just lying to us. That's all it is.
Yeah. My number 4 is the L-21 Wolf.
Wolfie. Oh yeah. To be fair, yeah,
Ah.
he's flying that a lot.
You have been
Now,
flying
would
that
be-
a lot. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
It would be higher on the list, except for a few reasons. So my pros for it is it is good for easy to medium contracts, and it is possible to do with hard. But as Villain witnessed the other day, if you come into a hard contract from the wrong angle, or you ignore the escorts, they swarm you and you die very quickly. So hard contracts, you need to make sure that you're on your best day. If you go in on a day of any less, you will just die. It's a quick money maker with low cost repairs and refuel. So as a solo ship, it's perfect for just the money game. You know, you just go and you do your contract, you come out, next contract, repair, next contract. You build money very quickly with it. And it has 2 very strong built-in weapons. So they're not vulnerable to fire, they don't fall off easily, and you can hide them in the ship if you need to. The cons is there's literally no other use. It's only for contracts and snub fighting. And it would be better, the other con is it would be better as a snub fighter on a larger ship. It's not really going to stand on its own very well. It is just a solo, fly around, do some ground missions, do some contracts, make some money, and return to base kind of ship. It's not really much more than that.
Yeah, no.
Otherwise, it would be higher on the list. Sorry, go ahead, Villain.
No, I'm just saying. I've seen you flying a lot. Now I'm thinking of it. Yeah, but never came into my mind at all. And I think you broke the whole thing because it's not here.
You don't know me at all.
You broke.
Did you choose the right list of ships?
190, all of them, yes, and it's not here. So we're gonna
put
replace
the
it.
arrow in as a placeholder.
No, you put the other Kruger ship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's a better choice. But yeah. So are you surprised by that? Any disagreements on my analysis? Yeah.
No. I'm actually surprised by your answer, but I should have known better because you have been using it a lot more lately, you know, for video recordings and other stuff. I have been seeing you use it for bounties a lot every time we are in the verse. So it has been your go-to the last couple of days.
I remember.
Couple weeks.
I remember now very vividly, like how you like the fin on the ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sexy.
He said that's his favorite thing about the ship is the
part
fin.
of the ship. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to find the developer that added that fin and just give him a real tight hug, like real tight, like just.
I like it. I don't know what you guys talking about. Looks
When
dope.
they add buoyancy to ships, you're gonna love it. You'll be able to do this in the water.
All right, Maddie.
Maddie, right now you're the entertainer at a child's party, trying to entertain the crying and angry child, and they're just there like. That's you. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Maddie. Your turn.
So for me, my number 4 is drumroll. Gonna be the Drake Caterpillar.
Caterpillar.
Oh, I am shocked that is on your list.
Yes. Yes, it is the best cargo ship there is currently in game right now. Okay. The best. The best
for
one.
now.
The best. For now, it is going to be the best. Don't worry. There's tons of better ones that are coming. And it's the best for not all cargo, but for the majority of cargo. For large hauling, the Hull C will always be king. You know, and any Hull series ship because it's good for those bigger cargo containers. But for your regular cargo missions that are the small and medium haul missions, I think the Caterpillar for me, and this is why I choose it and I fly it, is number 1. It's my go-to when I want to do heavy cargo missions and pick up just tons of them, like maybe 10 or 20 or 25 at a time, and I'll just load the ship up. It's very easy to load and unload. If you are a pretty decent pilot, you can angle it right in a large hangar, use the tractor beams that are already on the ship, so you don't even need a tractor beam. Uh, it
Full
can get
disclosure,
it can
Maddie
be
also
pretty
likes to use it
tricky.
as a spear.
Yes, I do use this thing as a battering ram. It's one of my favorite things. The other reason why I like it as a cargo ship, it is ultra tanky and beefy. Even after everything they've done and how they've nerfed other ships, and they've even nerfed this one, it's still tanky and it can take a lot of shots from a lot of ships to where you're at least able to escape as someone who runs cargo.
Mm.
Um, Again, it's another ship you can live off of. I love all I love the aesthetic of the ship. That's one of my favorite things about it. It's like it looks super old, but it still fits in with all the other ships that they've made currently. I know it's a legacy ship, and that's why it's one of my favorites. It's one of the
OG.
first big, I would say, in my perspective, when I started, one of the capital ships I learned how to fly because that was like considered a capital ship back then, to me at least, because it was like one of the biggest ships that you could fly. And
It's so dinky now.
yes, compared to all the other ships, it's tiny. It's a
Yeah.
baby now. Even compared to its big brother or father that's coming out, the ironclad, it's a baby. It's a little baby. But yeah, that's why it's my number 4 pick. I also love it because it's a great multi-purpose ship. You can do cargo running. You can do
Ship running.
tactical combat missions with it. You can do bounty hunting with
Tactical.
it. Yeah, that's the tacticalness. What I also love is the multi-crew gameplay I can get out of it. Villain and the boys can be doing salvage runs, and I can come through with the Caterpillar and fill it up, or Mormon can be out with the crew doing FPS missions and bounty hunting missions, and I can come clean up and fill up the stuff with components and all types of weapons and stuff. It's a very versatile ship, and again, you can live off of it. It's another mobile base that you can use, and
And
that's why it's a
fully,
part of my daily drives.
yeah, fully turreted as well. It's very capable
That's
in terms of
Hmm.
defense.
that's the best. That's the best part. Like comparing to
Yep,
this with C2, it's good. The gunners actually matter in here.
C2 is trash.
Uh,
I'm not biased, but C2 is trash. I
The
know where Drake's
C2,
Den, but C2 it's a good ship. It's a good cargo ship, I have to admit. It has a good cargo
yeah,
size, but to me, Caterpillar beats it any day.
the C2 requires an escort to be effective in
mm,
defense because
Hmm.
the top side is so bare when it comes to defense
mhm.
that it's almost pointless to try and move cargo, especially considering in the future it'll be easier to trace players through scanning as a pirate. You'll have a functionality where you can scan long distance, discover people who may be carrying cargo. And if you're in a C2 without escorts, you are screwed.
Yeah.
um, yeah.
I like the ship, but I think when the Ironclad's gonna come out, it's gonna blow this one out of the water. To be fair, it's gonna be pretty much gonna be top pick for most of people.
Yeah,
Ironclad.
its
Yeah.
biggest con, and its biggest con on the Caterpillar is its cargo limit size, like how big of a cargo container that can go in it. It's limited to it. And I think that's the only thing that holds it back from being the champion of cargo ships currently, is that right there. It does not work well with 32 SU containers. And if they were
Yeah.
to make any bigger containers, then it would literally be outclassed because it's limited by that one
Yeah.
particular thing. And it's the only thing. Besides that, it is a solid tank of a ship, and that's why I love it, even though it flies like a brick. Has no turn radius whatsoever.
Yeah.
Hey, bricks break windows, Maddie. Bricks can be good
I
too.
know. That's why it's my battering ram.
Yeah.
For me, is the biggest thing is negative. You cannot put 32 SU boxes in.
So Maddie just said.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The biggest thing, the biggest issue with the ship. Right.
Yeah.
Any guesses for my next one?
Uh, Okay, we're starting to get to Drake territory now for sure.
It's probably the
Uh,
caterpillar. What I just said.
oh, I don't know.
That or the
Villain,
vulture.
I don't know if Villain likes the caterpillar that much.
I do. I've got it. That's my cargo ship of choice.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right.
I mean, I'm not paying 18 million, whatever it is, for C2. No.
Yeah.
Well, the C2 is design is mostly around dropping vehicles on the ground. To be fair, people just use it as a cargo
And
ship
now
as
you
well.
can
It can be
use it
both.
Asgard for it. So
Yeah. Well, the C2 can drop multiple vehicles. The Asgard can drop 2 to 3, maybe. I think it's going to be Drake. I'm going to say. See, if I say Corsair again, it's just going to sound like I'm just saying Corsair, Corsair, Corsair. I think maybe Corsair's higher on the list, so I'm going to say Vulture.
Maddie,
I'll stick with caterpillar.
so it's Cutter. A Drake
Oh.
Cutter. I know. I think it's great ship. If someone buys a package with Cutter, you're gonna be use this ship a lot. The best thing is, for me, if you go somewhere to need to respawn and things like that, and you press the reclaim button, it's 50 seconds, and you've got the ship, and you can go. One of the best things, and it's cheap in the game and outside, like in real money as well. Great ship.
Now, I have one critique.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that it's a good ship and it's a good all-rounder, but it's also all-round bad at all of its
No, don't listen to him.
because it's not the best. It's not very good at combat, but it can do combat, and it's not very good at cargo, but it can do cargo.
Yeah, but this is not a combat ship. This is more like a thing to move you from place to place, fast and cheap kind of thing. You can fit it. You land in Idris with it. You can do like kind of like a drop ship with it as well. Obviously, it's not going to be amazing, and it's going to have a VTOL as well, which is going to come in later on as a.
Be good for running bunkers with friends. I can see that.
Yeah, and you can put a vehicle in it as well, like a Pulse or something along that line.
A very small vehicle, yeah.
Pulse, I said.
So maybe being a bit mean.
Nova
Being a
Tank.
bit mean to the cutter, I know, but
Yeah. Guys, don't listen to him. He has no idea.
No, with the cutter it'd be more like.
I was talking about the pulse.
Oh, the
That's what the
pulse.
pulse will make leaving out of it.
Yeah. But that you've surprised me with that, to be honest, Villain. I am
too, yeah.
befuddled.
I've been flying it quite a lot when we started this amazing event we're doing now.
When base building comes out, Villain will just have a small camper van.
Yeah.
And it will be the cutter.
Yeah.
That'll be his only part of his base.
I will build a wooden deck around it as well, so I can like walk out and sit on chairs and stuff.
Out of interest, which cutter?
It's the basic one. Basic one only.
Basic one.
The rest of them, unless the scanning is gonna come out and I'm gonna need a scanning ship, then I might pick it up because it's gonna be super cheap.
Does the scanning ship have a habitation?
Yeah. No, I think there's two. They all got reduced cargo, which this is the biggest thing. So all of the other ones have got only like 2 boxes of cargo. And this one's got 4, so this is the biggest thing. They've got bigger habitation, but yeah.
I can see the scanning one being the most useful of the variants when scanning comes out.
Yes.
Because as a small ship, you will need to know where not to go.
I agree.
You'll need to know where not to go, and you'll need to know where you should go to get what you're looking for.
I could see it being like a very big favorite for solo players in the beginning, like 1.0 era phase, If scanning goes the way that we're predicting, I think it'll be a very good basic starter ship for everyone. Would be the plus come to the Drake side, everybody.
I've just been flying the ship a lot of lately doing the missions, so that's why I was like, it's great. You can land anywhere, hide. Okay, Marman.
So, any guesses for my number 4?
Something
3.
Super Keely.
F8 Lightning.
F7. I'm gonna go F7.
Villain's correct.
Yes! 100 points to villain.
Yeah, so it's the Hornet Mark II F7A. Now, I am mostly a combat player, and I know a lot of people would think this would be higher on my list.
Murder hobo.
But again, I try to kind of take a more holistic, pragmatic approach to my list. Now, Hornet Mark II is probably the best combat ship, in my opinion, in terms of solo, just because it's survivability versus its weapon complement versus its range in terms of travel is just by far the best in terms of balance. Might be a bit overpowered, even.
Maybe.
But with a Hornet Mark II F7A, you can do bulkier contracts that are in hard. I can do up to, on a good day, I can do up to a hammerhead solo in an F7A. It's quite easy to do. Maybe end up with a red wing or two by the end, but it's very manageable. Even on my own without friends. So it's,
See, guys,
good if you want to.
Pro speaking.
I am not
pro showing himself.
No, I am not a pro.
Did you hear what he said? Oh, I can come out of a hammerhead fight with just like one red wing. Bro, I try a hammerhead and I die in like 2 seconds, but I'm a shit pilot when it comes to fighting.
Take villain's advice and don't get hit.
I can't fucking fly and fight at the same time.
On a good day, I'd say 5 out of 10 times I'll die on a hammerhead mission, but it's possible. Don't put me on a pedestal, because if I ever do any gameplay live later on and I just die,
it's gonna creep in the back of his head.
Because of
the pro.
Because of your words. I'm not a pro by any means.
Gotta boast my guys up, man. What you talking about?
It's got an effective weapon array. It's got the 2 size 4s and then 4 size 3s. It's really, really good for dealing a lot of damage very quickly while staying maneuverable. And its maneuverability is closer to a light fighter within the medium class than any other medium fighter, in my opinion. So you can still reap some of the benefits from a light fighter while still having all the effective damage of a medium fighter, which, that's kind of what you really want. Cons, obviously, no cargo. There's not even got any inventory, actually.
Technically, you could have exchanged the top turret and put a cargo pod in there. So,
Villain, do you see me doing that?
No.
Okay.
But it's technically possible. The line.
Do you see me doing that? This is my tier list. My tier list.
Fair enough. But I agree. I agree with everything you said. That's why I've gotten 5.
And then cons. Another con would be the weapons are the most effective weapons are on the wings, and therefore the most vulnerable part of the ship. You lose a wing, your damage gets cut in half, essentially. Lose both wings, you're kind of screwed. The advantage of the wings is there's no engines on the wings. All the engines are central, which is its greatest strength in terms of survivability. But you lose a lot of damage by losing any kind of wing. But yeah, that's my reasoning behind it. It's a good combat ship, but not my top for other reasons that will become clear a bit later.
Ready?
Do you have a guess for my number 3?
Again, it's going to be like the Corsair thing with. I'm going to say it's going to be some sort of mining ship. I want to say it's Prospector or the Mole.
Prospector, yeah. Prospector would be.
Okay, you're both wrong. It is the Razor.
No, you're wrong.
Oh.
Okay, why the Razor?
So it's the military Razor. I always forget. I think it's the SX or something like that, or XR. I forget what the lettering is at the end.
The reason think it's called the SX. That means something else.
Yes. But it's the stealth military variant one, and the reason for being is because I use it as a multi-purpose ship, and also it is a fantastic scouting ship. For me, who does a lot of mining, is going to do a lot more salvaging. It's a great ship for scouting, and the way I use it is in a very particular way. I stuff it in the back of a Star Lancer Max, and I take it to the location where I'm going to do my operation at. Then I use it
Then
as a
that's just
scouting
number
ship.
one. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, you guys guessed it, of course. But yeah, it's a great scouting ship. It's a good little pepper ship too. You want to be annoying in a fight, you bring that around because it's very fast and nimble, so it can get in, hit someone real quick, distract them, and then get out, to help someone out in a gunfight. That's the ways I would use it there, but that would be very rare for me. Rather pull out a different combat ship. I use it more for operation purposes. It's more right now because I don't have a big enough ship to fit all the ships that I use for my operations. Um, it's more like my taxi. So I use it one for scouting, and then two to go back and forth and bring the ships that I actually use when I either do mining or salvage.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Never would guess that one. I know you use it for the reason you mentioned, but I would like the same. Like, it just never came into my mind.
Yeah. I've never even seen you fly it, to be honest. I'm sure you have, and I'm not sure you do.
Yeah, I
But
do it more when I'm playing solo.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it's a heavy solo ship that I play because it's like a part of like a setup of a couple ships I use.
He's a liar. No,
uh,
all right. Okay, shall we move on to our number twos?
yeah. You want to guys give it a shot?
Corsair.
Oh, okay. You just can't be everything Crusader, because this.
It's on there somewhere.
I almost spit out my drink.
You Muddy? Give it a shot.
You haven't done the vulture yet. The vulture. It's gonna be
Yeah.
the vulture.
You're both
That's,
wrong.
that's
One of
either
those
you.
two.
You're both wrong.
It's got
Yeah.
You're both
Really?
wrong. Yeah, it's Catty Black.
Damn it.
Yeah. I like
Is
Cat.
that because of the recent video you fell back in love with it?
No. I actually use a lot Catty Black if I do my.
You do. That is a ship you picked me up in like thousands of times.
It's
Yeah, I guess
always
it
the
is a
number.
go-to.
Yeah, always number one ship I buy every wipe. Doesn't matter what
Okay.
it gets wiped. This one's always first one I get.
Okay.
It's just too versatile. That's all it is.
Yeah,
And-
that one makes sense. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I should have guessed.
Yeah. And it's Drake, so like you cannot go wrong with Drake, right?
Yeah, as long as you bring some duct tape to keep
Oh,
it together as you fly.
No, that's Grey Ship. You're mistaken. This one's legit.
Oh, you're talking
No,
about the
that's
ship.
three rolls of duct tape. For that one. You gotta just have some. Well, that's the engineering gameplay. Just someone continually putting strips of duct tape up the seams of the ship to keep it together.
Yeah, but it's kind of more or less the same vein as Prowler. It's fairly small. This one's got actually quite a lot of cargo space, and the firepower is pretty good for just pilot, solo it, and you can take a friend on this one as well. It's pretty good. It's just kind of paper thin, this one, when it comes to like defenses and shields. But yeah, Mormon.
Okay.
I'll pass it up.
Any guesses?
Asgard.
No. Yes.
The Zeus.
Ooh.
See, I knew I was gonna be wrong.
Why? What were you thinking?
Which one?
Well, right now I've got the Zeus ES, but I've purchased the MR.
Okay.
So that probably makes more sense to you hearing that.
Yeah.
Because it's a bounty hunting ship. But the Zeus has. I should just go through my pros list. So the pros is it's got small medium ship with a decent cargo space. So if you wanted to kind of branch out in terms of cargo missions, you've got that option, which I do like to have options. It's easier to manage solo for engineering, although obviously there is an advantage to having someone in the ship, but there's less space to cover in terms of repair. So it's quite easy to manage solo. If you get attacked, you jump away, you repair what's been damaged. You get back in your seat and you go. It will eventually be the MR. That's my pro there. That's one of my pros because that's kind of where I'm heading in terms of having the Zeus. And the surface area is tapered, which I quite like. It means that it's a little bit harder to hit around the front end,
Yeah.
as well as it has a small side profile. So in order to get good damage on the ship as a whole, they need to either be from the top or from the bottom, and its pitch is pretty good. So you can kind of counter that relatively easily. As a good bunker runner, you can get a ship in there. You can get a ship. You can get a vehicle in there. You can store weapons. It's got weapon racks. I'm not sure if it has seat lockers. I think it may have one. I can't remember. I mean, it's got a good bunker running potential. The cons are the weapons are quite minimal. I'd preferably like to have 4 rather than just 2, as it currently does. I know that the MR will have a turret, so that would be a little bit better than we have now. But it's just got 2 size 4, 2 size 4s.
As for pilot, yeah, and then it's gonna have 2 turrets size 3s on it, which is gonna be quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm talking more about the ES right now,
right,
but
gotcha.
yes, the MR will have the turret advantage. But generally, it's kind of a nice, well-rounded ship. Its surface area is manageable because from certain directions it's a little less easy to hit. And the tapered nature of the ship means that you only got one section of the ship that's really a large surface area. The rest of it's quite small.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Very
that's
compact.
kind of my reasoning behind it.
Very compact ship. I like it. Yeah. I think for me, the reason I prefer Catalyst Black because it's just cheaper, cheaper in the game. That's main thing.
I could see that. You are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I like Drake.
No, I am not. I'm not the Drake fanboy as you are. Okay, I'm sorry.
And unfriend.
What?
I do like Drake, but I do think other ship
How dare
sellers have better ships. I'm sorry, guys.
How dare you? You're gonna make us lose our sponsorship with Drake.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible
we will
person.
beat him up after the stream.
Sorry, this is for Drake. You can send this video. I love Drake. It's the best ship provider. They are the best. It's very
The best.
authentic.
See?
Yeah.
Glad you agree.
Maddie. Vulture. No, I'm going to say it's a mining ship. Because we're getting up there now where you're going to have at least one mining ship on the list. Your attack is obviously...
Starlancer is top 1.
Obviously at the top. So we've either got the mole
It's
or
the
the
Prospector.
Prospector, yeah.
It's the Prospector.
I was going to say,
I love the mole. I love the mole. But Prospector will always be my favorite. Number one, it's the ship that taught me mining. It's where I learned all my mining skills from and all my knowledge. And it's just, it literally would be my number one, but my number one now has become like more of a larger, I want it to be more of a larger ship because it will be like my everyday ship I use.
We use the Max like a mothership, really, don't you? From what I've seen.
Yes. Yeah. Prospector, I love it. They have come out with the Golem. You do have the Mole. Golem is a great ship, but Prospector is king, always will be king in that category of a light mining ship because of the ability to be able to bedlog and live out of the ship. Again, it's like one of the most important things I feel is going to be one of the most important things in this game is all the ships that you can live out of. Because you're going to be able to do way more than having to always fly back to a base or space station or something like that. You'll just be able to log out wherever and keep whatever journey or adventure or whatever you're doing going faster, you know, instead of having to always go back to the setup, pull out my ship, wait till my ship comes out, wait for the hangar doors to open up. Whether if it's in your base or in a space station, there's still that kill time. So I like the ships where you can log in, get right back into gameplay, and that's why the Prospector to me it'll always be either 1 or 2 on my list for ships because it's going to be one of the ships I use the most in this game.
Your money
It
maker.
is, yes, it is it's my main moneymaker, besides doing cargo running. I love the ship to death. I hope when ground minables come in, it has that feature that they showed off back in old images back in the day where the mining laser will point down.
Don't worry.
My only con to the ship
They
is
have
it hasn't
said
gotten
that.
the
I've
love
seen that.
that the Fortune has gotten. That's my only con. It needs to get the same remodel that the Fortune has gotten. It needs to get that backdoor elevator so that you can pull components in and out. It needs to get that little hallway walkthrough. Besides that, uh, I think the ship's perfect. I think it's one of the best designed ships in the game. All it's missing is that master rework that the Fortune got, which is pretty much how the Prospector will end up looking in the end, which will make it literally gold standard and, to my perspective, one of the best mining ships that you can use, starter or advanced level, because you can turn it into a very advanced mining solo ship, where you can crack really big rocks with it. Um, the biggest rock I've ever cracked is a 25K by myself. So,
Nice.
To be honest,
and
I can't fault the Prospector. Got no cons that I can think of.
me
Yeah.
neither.
It's just me. For me. Yeah.
It's perfect for its class. I mean,
Yeah,
I think that's the only consideration you need to make with that one.
Yeah.
It's a mining ship. It does its job and it does it well.
If I had to buy a mining ship, I would just buy Golem.
No one asked you.
Oh. And disconnect.
almost got me again.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, that was mean.
Yeah,
I love
you guys always mean to me.
All right, to the number 1 category now.
Number one. Any guesses, guys?
Corsair.
Really?
Corsair.
Corsair.
No, it's got to be the Vulture, bro. Like, wait, did you put the Vulture on his list yet?
I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe because he's the salvage department. So
Yeah,
he
like,
needs a
where's
ship to run
where's
that
the
in.
salvage ship? Watch it be the Reclaimer, and it's gonna be the Reclaimer.
Just him on his own.
I am trying to find the ship. I should have probably started looking for it. I don't think all of the ships are here, or I'm just going old and on that is.
I don't know if you chose the
We're
right
just
list.
getting
There's
blind.
one
No,
that's got
I'm
like
just blind.
190.
I'm just blind.
Oh, you found it. Okay.
It's Corsair. It is Corsair. Yeah.
You know what?
I
was
just-
bound to be right eventually. Here it is.
I just fly it the most often. I think it's just I can do it pretty much anything in the game in that ship. So
It is your stamp. in the game, I
yeah,
think.
it just works for me. It's like I can get a couple people in, pick them up, pick cargo up when I find it
Yeah.
on accidentally in reverse.
Get blown up by turrets.
Yeah.
Don't forget that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Very,
an
very
important
good
one.
ship for it. A lot of firepower. You can change missiles. You can get quite a few missiles as well. It's just if you just notice my kind of trend from you get a cutter, okay, kind of just does everything. Then you go bigger cutlass, and then you go to Corsair. It just works. Do
Yeah.
everything ship
I
for me.
I do have one very large gripe with the Corsair. And that is, as soon as the pilot you're fighting knows its weakness, you're screwed.
Yeah.
And that is attack it from below and from behind,
Yep.
45-degree angle, and they can't fight back. And you just stick in that slot the entire time. That's it. Your Corsair is gone. Your engines are gone. Your wings are gone. Your dignity's gone.
Easy solution. You take guys from the turret, open the back hatch, and they shoot railguns rounds from the thing. Done.
I see the Drake approach.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Sorted, guys. But yeah, I get it. It's got some. All the ship needs to have some kind of weakness.
But that's a glaring weakness.
But is it the same thing for Connie? Is it the same kind of spot on the back?
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say the Connie is less susceptible because you have turrets on the top and bottom.
Yeah. I
So
get
it's
that.
more. There's a smaller slot on the Connie,
Yeah.
but it has a similar weakness. You are right. The C2 has a weakness very similar from the top. You just pounce from the top.
Yeah.
A2 less so, but still from the top. As long as you stay above the A2, you're fine.
The best thing about it, on top of it, it's only about 6.5 million in-game currency, and Connie is like 10.
Price.
Yeah, the legit price.
Yeah.
Mormon.
So we're seeing a theme here. Villain just wants cheap ships. It's not really about the capabilities.
It's quality. Quality.
How much will this cost me?
Quality love.
Okay, Mormon, what's your number one?
Is your number one?
Asgard.
So Villain thinks Asgard. What do you think?
F8 Lightning.
No. Really?
Nope, it's not there.
Oh, thank God.
And I've been wrong.
I would lose
See?
all respect to you.
I'll never guess the ship he flies.
Put us out of our misery.
It's the Freelancer. I'm kidding. It's not the Freelancer. It's the Asgard.
Oh, I got it right. Yay.
You got two right, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
You got the Hornet and the Asgard. But yeah, no, the Asgard, I think right now is the best all-rounder in the game. It doesn't have many guns behind, but it's quite easy to turn, so that's not really as easy to take advantage of.
Kind of love that ship.
Yeah, for the pros, it's got an effective weapon array just for the pilot. It's 3 sets of dual Panthers. I mean, you can't argue with that as a pilot control weapon array for a multi-crew ship. That's pretty damn awesome. It's got a large cargo capacity or vehicle capacity, and you can take advantage of both depending on the size of vehicle. It can be multi-crewed or solo due to the weapon array. Obviously, it becomes more effective the more people you have on board. Solo engineering is plausible, if not a little challenging, but it's plausible. It's a good bunker runner, and you can do most missions in it. Obviously, when you get to the harder combat missions, you'll probably have to pull back a little bit. The cons, the engines are very exposed, like the Cutlass or anything that has wing-mounted engines. You will be targeted engines first, and you will go down quickly if they manage to hit them.
But it'll look cool.
It'll look cool. And then the other con would be the large surface area. No matter which way you look at that ship, it has a very large cross-section for whatever perspective you're looking at it. A ship is always going to be smaller from the front or sides, but in comparison to other ships, this has a large side cross-section, a large front profile, and then even larger top or bottom cross-section that people will be able to hit. So I think the true test for whether the ship is the ultimate daily driver will be its armor whenever that comes in, because it will need to be relatively beefy for its size. I was thinking of the TAC, but in hindsight, the TAC I just don't really use. It's not useful unless you've got friends on board, and it's got quite a large crew complement to be functional. So as a daily driver, in my opinion, and I would say this about the Max as well. Sorry, Maddie. It's hard to run solo, and you need a relatively large crew size to make it effective. So the Asgard was my final choice.
Yep.
His final choice.
Out of interest, why did you think Asgard, Villain? What was your reasoning behind me wanting it?
Because you said you didn't put Connie in. I think that was the other option.
That was the only reason.
I thought he was about to go deep with us and give us some scientific reasoning.
I thought it's going to be Asgard for him or Connie, and he said, oh, Connie's not going to be there. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go Asgard then.
Yeah. I think I'm going to choose any medium ship for my list. It needs to be gold standard at the very least. With fighters, it doesn't matter so much because of the way engineering is going to work for them, although I still prefer them to have gold standard. Yeah.
I see someone's got
Maddie,
the standard.
I'm going to just take a guess here.
Oh, yeah, I can feel the power.
The Terrapin.
No.
How did you know?
Star-Lancer Max.
So I'm guessing it's the Max, the Star-Lancer Max.
No, you guys are wrong.
Really?
Wrong. The
Lies.
entire time.
All right.
It's the Freelancer, everybody. No, it's not. It's the
We're just jumping on the
Starlancer Max.
freelancer today.
No, I used to love the Freelancer. It's pretty much the upgrade to the Freelancer for me.
Yeah, but the
It's
freelancer's
what
like
I've
a
always
tube of
wanted the
toothpaste for the
Freelancer
turret.
to be. You
Mm.
know, I always wanted the Freelancer to be bigger. Then they came out with the Starlancer Max. Yeah, it's my number one currently right now until my actual ship comes out in the future, whenever that may
What
be.
what
Liberator.
ship is that?
The Anvil Liberator, of course. I am
Although,
going to be a heavy operation running gameplay style person, especially in our org. And to me, the Anvil Liberator will be my number one in the future because that will be how I run all my operations with all the other ships I use, like the Vulture and the Prospector and the Razor and a lot of other ship, like a lot of ground vehicles I use too because I used the Grey Cat MTC and I used the Argo MP UV. And the regular one, the little cargo version too. So I use a variety of smaller ships to do certain types of operations and things like that. So that's why that ship will be it. But for right now, that's where the Starlancer mech comes in play because it works that way for me right now. I can fit the Razor in the back of it. I can fly down to a planet because I do a lot of planet side mining. I can fly the Razor out, fly it back to the mining station where I have my prospector already set up. Uh, I can fill it. I can also fill the Starlancer Max with a bunch of empty mining bags. Set it down on a place on a planet where I know there's a bunch of good resources. Uh, Store another ship inside of it so I can pick up another ship and use it as an actual quantum beacon on the planet, because that's what I've been using the Starlancer Max as since they've added in that feature. And it's worked great for me. It's literally my home base beacon. And what I do is I do hours of mining by myself when I play solo, and it makes me tons of money. And if I don't finish out filling all the mining bags that are on the ship, which I can fit like 24 on there with a razor inside, um, which that makes me anywhere from 1.2 million to 2 million or 2.4, depending on the resource type that I'm gathering after it gets processed and I sell it. But it works great. And if I don't finish, I can just um, go grab my razor, go park my prospector back at Micro 1. If I'm doing it on Microtech, grab my razor, park it in the back, and bed log inside of it, and continue doing the same gameplay I want to do the next day. 1, 2, 3. I don't gotta redo the whole setup, or I store the ship and the ship messes up, the cargo pods disappear, and because things like that happen, it is Star Citizen, but you can live off the ship. You can start with so much gear, food, supplies. Right now, it is my mobile home base. It's literally what I call home in the verse. Every time I'm playing, I park it on a planet and I bedlog and I live out of it throughout every patch. That's why
you're
it's my
just the
number one.
trailer trash of the universe, living
Hmm.
out in the boonies.
Uh, for me, Starlancer is a little bit too big for like a one solo daily driver. I know you fly it all the time. I think size of a Corsair or Connie, I think it's my like that's perfect for
I
me.
agree with you there. No, I agree with you there. It is too big to be running solo. But for the way I use it, I avoid like more combat scenarios and stuff like that, and it's more for when I'm doing like the very chill, laid back gameplay.
Yeah.
Cargo, if I'm gonna do any cargo with it, I like to roll with at least one other person. So if we do get into any action, they can hop on a gun or something like that. But if I'm just doing like a mining operation or something like that in Stanton, then yeah, it is my go-to solo everyday flyer.
You'll have to, when engineering comes in, do like pre-flight checks on wear
Hmm.
and tear for your components to make it effective because you won't be able to just hop in and out of it anymore. You'll need to just say that I need to make sure my power plant's actually, you know,
Yeah, every
at
time I
the
log on,
standard it needs to be.
that's what I'm waiting for. Every time I log on and I get out of my bed in my ship, I walk around the ship and I do the pre-check of the ship, check where all my components are, because I use one of the back-end bedrooms anyways, and that's right next to engineering. I can just walk right out, go to my engineering bay, check out on all my components, see the status of my ship, and then see if I need to make a pit stop to a space station or something like that.
Enough.
So it's not too bad for it being a larger ship to fly solo. It's more doable than some of these larger ships that people try to make their solo everyday flyers. Um, but
What could you
yeah,
mean?
well, like the people who like to fly Polarises and Idrises
Legit, I don't
and
see
No
any
way.
problem with that.
No one
and
would do that.
But
I can't
and
think of
big boy
anyone who would
ships and
solo
be
an
like,
Idris.
yeah, I fly this every day. This is my everyday flyer. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
it's my pet peeve is people soloing Idrises
Yeah.
I
or
know.
soloing Polarises.
I
Like when
Mhm.
when you're doing an event where you've got like 10 people and you need 2 medium fighters and maybe a cargo ship,
I
and you got that
yeah.
one guy that comes in and says, "Hey, I'll bring the Idris." It's like we don't have anyone to crew it. Why are you bringing in Idris? What's the point?
We barely got
Yeah.
enough to crew the cargo ship to protect it.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
just like, look, if you're gonna fly an Idris, plan ahead, send a message out and say, "Hey, I want to run a mission flying an Idris and get it fully crewed."
I was thinking
People
how.
will say yes or no.
Yeah. I was thinking how we can fix this. So what they could have done. So like if you're flying Idris with like a laser or a railgun, just have a like a on the main cargo deck like a magazine thing. You put 5 rounds of manually. Put 5 rounds for railgun. You shoot 5 times, and you're actually going to go down and put the new magazine in by hand, and that will kind of stop solo Idrises. The same for the laser. Just put the battery or something along that line in. One-time use.
I
Uh,
just think engineering alone
Oh,
is going to
like
stop.
shell loading on a submarine.
Yeah,
Kinda, yep,
yeah, that's
and
what he's talking about.
and that would slow down the whole solo flying Idrises.
Well, isn't that like the purpose on the Polaris,
That was
loading
what they
in
were
the
going to do.
bombs?
That was what they were going to do. They were going to do single loaders where you have someone loading the torpedo bay. Then, if you remember on the original ISC when they said,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're nearly done, but we're going to show it now," clearly just wanting to get people interested again. But they didn't have the rotary system. They do now. On the Polaris, they had a single loader where you would put a missile in and it would load. Now, I would agree that that would be cool, but the way they were doing it was kind of clunky because it was a tracked beam. You just tracked beam it in. It would
It
have been
would have
so
been
much
cool
cooler
if
if
they
you had
put
a
some.
lever system where you pull it down, side down, and then it takes
Or
a few
even if
seconds
they,
for the. Sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I was going to say, even if they wanted to do the whole tractor beam thing, they could have just put like bomb racks above where the cylinders are,
Yeah,
where you can attach bombs there, and then all you do is you grab it off of there, and and it has a set to reload it at least once.
yeah, maybe like a two torpedo hopper, so it has at least one automatic loader. That would be cool. Yeah. But yeah, I can see that being a nice, effective way of doing it. You just want to take away pilot control
In the
to a
big ships,
point
yes.
from the big ships.
Yeah, kind of.
I would disagree.
You're wrong.
Only because only because to do that you need to make sure it was a gimbaled weapon, and right now it is as fixed as any weapon could ever be fixed. It's like fixed directly into the attachment that goes onto the ship. So as it's designed right now, you couldn't separate that from the pilot. It would be too hard to hit the target.
No. So which I get that pilot will still use it, but like it would have limitation of how many shots you've got, like 4 or 5 shots only, and you actually would need to get up and go down, reload it, and then come back up. And it would be on front of the ship, so it's not like just get out. You would need to get out, get all the way down to the main cargo, through the cargo landing thing, and reload it up front, and then back on top of it. So it would want to be
Not go outside, right?
no. It would be inside.
Okay, good. The way you said it, then it sounded like you were like, yeah, you just get out the airlock, you just float down, and just change out the battery on the weapon. Yeah.
But yeah, okay. coming back to this, any surprises did you guys find?
I was surprised about the Prowler and the Cutter, only because the Cutter, as a daily driver, is very limited.
Yes.
If it was going to be on the list, I would expect it to be much lower than 3. And the
Yeah.
Prowler utility, again, useful in very few cases. So, again, I would probably expect that not to be on the list. Yeah.
I
With
think-
Maddie, the Razor was a surprise because I've never
that
seen
was-
you even look at the Razor.
Same thing for me. Maddie was Razor, and for you,
I love that ship. I've grown to love it over the last couple patches.
and for you, Mormon, it was the Zeus actually. Did not.
Oh,
see
Yeah, I
that
was
one
surprised by
coming.
the Zeus.
I don't think I ever
Maybe I'm
seen
not
you
just-
fly it.
Maybe, guys, I'm not just a leadhead. Maybe I actually appreciate varied gameplay, apart from mining and salvage. 'Cause
Or cargo and FPS.
I do cargo. When I've got some bodies, I put them on the ship, and then I move the
Put some on.
bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I do a bit of cargo sometimes. I'm not just FPS. I just prefer it because it's fun.
Shooting people in the face, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a pastime. Okay, anything from Miles surprise you, Maddie?
I think it was just the Zeus too. I thought it was all going to be like combat heavy. I can see the Zeus that you want, so it does make more sense that you want the bounty hunting one. But yeah, I think that was pretty much it.
If I was
Yeah,
going to choose like an off-brand ship, that's not like my top 5. It would probably be the Vulture. Just like a Netflix ship.
He's trying to butter us up right now about not picking any Drake ship on his list. It's not gonna work. Not gonna work, man. We've got an eye on you now.
I'm surprised that you didn't pick the Vulture, and that you also picked the Prowler. Like I'd never seen that coming.
Yeah, aren't you the salvage department?
Yeah.
Aren't you the lead of the salvage department?
I've got people for that. I roll in the different. No, it's just for me daily drivers. It was like I do salvage every so often, right? But like if I fly, I mostly fly like a Corsair, most likely, or like Catalyst Black, something along that line. Okay. We're gonna show you guys one more thing before we're gonna be finishing up. The spoilers for the ships they're working on. Maddie, there you go.
Sorry, spoiler warning.
Spoiler.
What you're supposed to say.
G-Safe.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Anvil
Where?
Liberator.
I know.
It is in design phase, man.
My lovely cargo team told me this morning, and I woke up to that lovely message.
And Maddie,
It was
you're
so
aware
great.
of my feelings on the design. I hope they fix it.
Well, from what I read in the monthly report, they are doing some reconcepting to it. So I think that's why it's taking a little bit longer, because I expected to see it in like a finalized stage that it's being, but if it's in pre-production, that means the design they had for it, they took that design, they loved it, but then they
Scrapped
said after after engineering was finished being made, base building, and the 1.0 idea came through, they probably re-looked at it, and they're like, how can we fit this into the game now? And they probably have to restructure a couple things, and they're going to change a couple things around. Like I can tell you by the concept of the Liberator right now, because I've stared at it 1,000 trillion times. There's no way to take any of the components off of the ship or put any components on, unless it's through the bottom elevator lift of the Liberator, because there is one underneath the ship.
Yeah, but are they not like
And the
size
only way
3s?
to the engineering room is underneath, is by taking an elevator lift. So it'd have to be a pretty big elevator lift. So they got to reconcept the way they have the engineering bay in the ship, for sure. And there's some wasted space in that ship with the way that they did the interior, like the whole jump seat room that can be multi-purposed into something else. and the crew limit was only 2, which made no sense for that size of a ship. You would only need 2 people on a big ship like that.
Well, it
That
didn't
didn't
have
make any
turrets as
sense.
well.
One
It
is
has 1-man turret on it,
yeah.
Oh,
and then it had what looked like a PDC even before PDCs existed. So I think
I'm
they're
sorry.
reconcepting it.
Yeah, but like that sounds like a terrible design for a a ship carrier.
Just don't get
Yeah,
hit.
To
so
have one main turret, it needs at least 2 or 3, like
the
2 on
thing
top, 1
was,
on bottom.
when they concepted this ship, they did a Star Citizen live, and they made a bunch of concepts of it, and that's the one that they chose. I think they're going back to the drawing board and going back and looking at some of the other ones and fixing some things around.
I think how they,
Just-
from the perspective what they were looking at, so we've got a pilot and 1 automatic turret just for protection and 1 man turret, which is obviously engineer 1 extra, right? But what in their head it was, you're gonna have 2 ships, which they're fighters, which they're gonna be protecting the ship on top of it. So I think that's how they looked at it. This is not supposed to be a gunboat kind of thing. You just deliver stuff and you leave, kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. But if you're traveling, you need an escort or you need more turrets, basically.
I could see them adding PDCs to it. Wouldn't see why not a ship like that not having at least 2 to 4 PDCs on it. I don't think that would be overkill. Something like the amount that they put on the Reclaimer for its size, and especially if it's a transport carrier where it has external transport on the outside, I don't see why not.
I thought
The
they
shield setup will be similar to the Kraken in terms of having it extended above the platforms to make sure the ships landed are protected.
I don't think they
Because
want.
sorry.
You're right. I'm just saying, like, I don't think they're gonna put NPDCs everywhere because they said if it's not a combat ship, actual like active combat ship, they don't want to put them in. And
Phoenix.
them are getting the Phoenix and Reclaimer got it only because they said they will back in the day. So because they said it, they had to apply it. But they said if they had the option to do it again, they would never apply them to those ships.
Right.
So
Okay.
it currently says this for the Anvil Liberator. It says the UK team started pre-production of the Anvil Liberator. It says this phase is before the official production begins and aims to get a solid base for the wider team to use for further estimation and concept requests to aid in smoother delivery. So there's something wrong with the ship currently designed that's not making it be able to be deliverable, easily
Likely size.
designed. Yeah, so they're changing something with it, which I'm glad. I'm glad to at least hear something from it because it's been in dead space limbo of ships that have been talked about, shown a lot about, and then you never hear about it again. AKA the Odyssey is the other one that you heard so much about it, you saw so much on it, and it's never showed its face again.
Yeah, there are some ships I often forget exist just because they're never mentioned. But I think with the Liberator, it always struck me as strange that it only carries 3 ships. It has a garage as well for ground vehicles and internal crew. But it always struck me as strange that it's only 3 ships for a carrier. You'd expect it to carry a bit more than that. But I guess in a fleet you might have 3 to 4 Liberators dropping off fighters into combat and then leaving.
The cargo
or
size
1
never
or
made
2
sense to me.
cargo size.
400.
Yes, it was only 400.
It's quite a lot.
Go put
I
it
can
up in
see
the
if
fleet
that
viewer
cargo-
compared to the Liberator.
We should skip and move to the next ones because we just stuck on the Liberator for so long.
Because
my
Maddie
favorite
loves
ship.
it.
I know, that's why
Maddie
we
loves
mentioned
Liberator
it.
show now.
That's why
It's
we
the
mentioned-
Liberator show.
A little bit disappointed that Kraken didn't move, but my prediction is Kraken's gonna be next year IE release. I think that's what they're gonna aim it for.
I think that might be. I think even that might be pushing it a little.
Yeah,
bit,
that's kind of like close.
Hopefully.
It's gonna be
I mean,
close.
I mean, fingers crossed. Sorry, my fingers aren't very flexible. I have to push them into place.
But Ironclad moved to grey box, that's really good. So they're actually pushing.
Well, the
that one.
Kraken moved to white box. It's continued work on white box with more developers moving on to it as other projects were completed. So it looks like there will be way more work coming to it since they've been completing all these other vast ships that they've been designing this year.
Yeah. Well, Ironclad will come during Fleet Week during DrakeCon for sure.
Yep.
Like, given the time
Mhm.
scale, assuming they finish the module tech, which they've got like 5 months to do, should be pretty doable.
One of them. I'm not sure both of them will be. At least one of them, I'm thinking.
And I think the Assault will come out at the same time.
Mm.
Because it's the same basic chassis with a slight,
Well, the
slight
update
changes.
is right here. It says both the Drake Ironclad models, and the command module progressed well into gray box, with the geometry and lighting updates to the modular kits helping set the interior tone throughout. So,
Yeah. So they're kind of keeping the same pace. They generally launch
Together.
there is an
variants
actual picture of
together.
the interior of the Ironclad in the monthly report.
Yeah.
Looks really dope the way it looks in the inside. It's fitting the aesthetic that I want it to look like.
Yeah.
So
Some mystery ship
the
got extra speed here added in, so it's very pushed through.
yeah.
Sorry, Marmon, you were saying. Sorry, I cut in.
No, it's fine. I wasn't saying anything important.
Okay, fair enough. There's a lot of ships coming to final review. 6. There was a list of 6 ships. Apparently, they're gonna be coming in. It's kind of spoiler-ish kind of thing.
Yeah, the Hull B is in white box review.
Yeah.
Final touches being made to ensure it hits required functionality criteria.
I think he's talking about the post-flight downstream
yeah.
teams list.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
okay. So yeah, 4 unannounced ships progressed throughout October. The first is on track in its final review in early November, while the second is art complete and currently with the downstream teams. The third is an upcoming variant, past its LOD 0 review, following the downstream teams began their task ahead of its final review. Art was also completed for an all-new ship before it continued down the pipeline, with paints being created alongside a full pass from QA. Another new vehicle, the Grey Cat UTV, which was briefly shown during the introduction of the STV, entered white box phase.
Mm-hmm.
And then the North American team progressed with 2 unannounced vehicles. One is currently downstream with the downstream teams for a closeout ahead of its final review, while the other one is approaching its gray box review in early November. So it looks like we're getting
Couple ships. I think
quite a few ships for IAE, and then a couple more ships after that, probably the beginning of next year or something like that.
I think it might
Probably
be about
one in
4
December.
ships. Yeah, I think it's gonna be 4 ships for IAE, and then 2 more ships later on, something along that line.
Yeah, they got this picture of like this yellow and black wing, and it looks very Drake-esque, and I think that might be the Clipper.
Yeah.
The Drake
Possibly.
Clipper.
Yeah.
The wing is like shaped like the Corsair wing.
I think the Perseus is the one that's going to be aimed to satiate the fan base for the next 3 months. And then anything else outside of that will be
insignificant.
Filler. Yeah. It would just be filler. It would just be like, here are some of the ships that we have ready.
Yeah.
You know? But most people will be like, yeah, the Perseus. Or depending on how disappointing it is, yeah, the Perseus. I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss sometimes with the long-awaited ships. Because it can either be exactly what you waited for and nothing else beats it, or it can be, what the hell is this? What did you do? You know?
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to mention? Should bring this back up.
Only that next week we'll be covering 4.4, by which point one or all of us will have had hands-on experience with 4.4 and going into Nix.
Yes. What has been told to us today is another PTU is going out for Evocati, but if everything goes well, it will hit wave 1 today. So if everything goes well today, cross your fingers, everyone who plays Star Citizen, we could start actually be playing Nix by tomorrow, or maybe Monday it'll go to all waves if it doesn't go by Friday. If it goes to
If
wave 1 today, it might go to all waves maybe tomorrow
yeah,
or Monday. That's the
if
way
it
I
does
see it.
come out before our stream next week, I might be able to just live stream us going from Stanton to Pyro to Nyx whilst we speak about it. That might be a nice little backdrop to have. Something live to speak about. It depends on the setup and on how we get that working, but that might be an option for us. But yeah, we'll be talking about 4.4 and everything that's in it.
Everything that's in it. 4.4.
And Maddie will also do some interpretive dance.
Yep.
I'm excited, man. I don't know
You
how
will
you
have
guys are not
nightmares.
as excited as me.
I'm
Well, a
excited
lot of it's for
for
me
Persis,
anyways.
like everyone else.
The new patch is all for me anyways. It's a mining patch, it's a cargo patch, it's all that I want. Yeah, more stuff for
Now,
me to do. Awesome.
listen to everything you just said and then apply it to No,
Norman, you want to get paid? You can escort me all the time. I'll go through
yeah,
all the
but
dangerous areas so it's not boring. So you're not just like flying around like, where's the fun?
No, that you just
my
described the mining experience. Period.
No, I'm gonna make sure to call Vandu in. So while we're mining, they're attacking you, villain.
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna
Sound good?
call the Vandal and you're like,
Yeah.
hey Rick, you know that favor I asked? Can you come in and get me? Yeah, no, I am excited, but I tend to be more excited in the moment than beforehand. As I said previously, I'm not one for predictions unless I have solid objective information. The same thing with excitement. Like, I am looking forward to Nyx. It is nice to see the game moving forward.
Yes.
Except
Very good.
this type of moving forward is different than perhaps the player base would like to have, because it's skeletal railroad building approach rather than here's a full system.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was more of a saving grace rather than a progression thing for CIG. But I understand why they did it, and I'm glad that they did do it. That's kind of how I feel.
I'm glad they gave us something than nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm excited in the sense that I'm looking forward to it, but I'll be more excited when I can do things. So my excitement will build as the year goes on and we have more things.
More stuff. Give us more stuff. Yes.
Give me everything.
Right now, straight away. Give us everything. All right. I think we covered most of it, what we wanted today, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. We'll catch you guys next week then. Whoosh!
Probably
just put some
the
water
most
on.
awkward sign off ever.
Yeah, we're gonna.
No, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I've been one of your hosts, Madisocas.
Yeah, I've been Mormon631.
And Partner Villain. We will catch you guys next week.